bin bag. We got a new bin bag now in Cardiff. You met Ninja earlier. You heard his old record producer saying once upon a time he was banging bins. Top contact. That's what we got here. Another man. Banging the bin. Alright, buddy?
No, I ain't ready yet.
Little did he know.
Now we got a minute.
We've got it going on.
No, I got finished it. I will finish it. I know. Not for me, mate. I come in. I'm going to use the real one.
He's going on. Okay, I think I'm going with him.
No, you can't do it. Come and play with me. Come and play.
I'm not sure if these guys are into him.
Hello. Come on.
The other guy. Look at the other guy on the side. He's trying to do his best not to be noticed. Here he goes. He's doing a bit different, you see. Ninja would play on the bins for hours and hours. This guy is finding the right bin to play on, going from bin to bin. And he's not found his bin yet. He's not found his bin yet. Maybe it'll be the next bin. We'll hold that right soon. He's not enjoying that one either. Here we are. BBC's Paedophile Central, Cardiff. This is where the BBC relocate all the paedophiles so that they can make all their paedophile programming. Right, here we go. So BBC Wales, and it's got these doors with implied right of access. So you can see the guy there. See, look, you see that's the BBC man there. He's like, is this guy about to walk in? And if he is, shall I stop him? So as I walk towards, these guys stopped the doors. So you can't come in now. You've got no implied right of access because the BBC prevent the doors if a camera appears. Isn't that amazing? If a camera appears, if it's a camera appears, do you stop the doors? It's a bit strange. You're BBC, you're full of cameras, yeah? So why would you stop the doors as soon as you see a camera? So I can't hear you. I'm gonna have to come in. But you've closed the doors. I don't understand why you've closed the doors. It's open to the public, yeah? It's not open to the public. You can't walk in there and talk to someone on reception desk. You can't at all. You've got no, so the people who walked in here were doing so illegally. Okay, now this is a member of the BBC who thinks he's being really clever, but this is implied right of access. You see, you have a public building open to the public, which means the public can walk through from one side to the other.
It will be open to the public, but not yet. It's not to the public yet.
You just closed the door just as soon as I walked up to it, so I think it's very personal rather than it is open to the public. Open to only the public you choose. Isn't that so? Because you just closed the door off as soon as I approached the door. Well, that's what's happened, hasn't it? But it is though, isn't it? Because this is a public area where you can go and speak to someone, can't you? You can't. You can't speak to anybody here. So what am I doing with you now? Yeah, I know, because you've stopped the door so I can't speak to you. Oh, no, wow, no, you've obviously already decided, haven't you? It's open to some people, like the people over there. Look, I can see them walking around. Yeah, that's the BBC. The BBC will put a camera on you, but as soon as you put a camera next to their public areas, they will close off the doors and stop you going in because they have got more to hide. Full of things to hide. Oh, look at this. I'm just standing here. All right there, gents. How's it going?
All good, mate.
How's life? Yeah? Yeah. He's got a good smile on him. I'm not going to bully him anymore. He looks like he's being a good boy. But the doors were open. We were able to go through them up until they saw the point that I had a camera. And then they turned it off straight away. It's what you expect from the BBC. One rule for one rule for another. They'll video you, but you're not allowed to video them. Which, of course, is what is expected, and is why we do this job. We go around and we force ourselves into places where it looks like it's open to the public, and there seems to be implied right of access, and we see if that right of access is adhered to. But of course, as you see, it did take a card for someone to get through there. They can cut the doors off at any time, and they are very security conscious, which means they've been trained for a reason, because they think they're going to be infiltrated by people like me eventually to hold them to account. So they know exactly what's going on. Most of the people around now know exactly what's going on and are savvy to cameras. And here we are in Cardiff Central Station, which is just opposite the BBC Cymru buildings. And here we have all of the people entering in and out, looking at their boards, deciding where they want to go. Merthyr Tydfil. Oh, what a beautiful place to go. I know a few of the people who work here, in actual fact. They're quite nice guys. Most of the rail staff I found to be some of the friendliest around. They're nice guys. To be honest, those BBC guys across the way weren't actually unfriendly. He was a very over-friendly guy with a big smile on his face. He knew exactly what was going on. I think he's probably seen the auditing happening, and he handled it very well. And I do like it. Across the way, Cardiff Central Police Station. And I wonder what this is next door. What this building is next door with this guy who looks like he's He's desperate to guard the building. He's so desperate to guard the building, he's outside the building on the public steps. So let's see if he wants to have a conversation. Well, here we go. This is so over there, just behind where those cars are going, is Castle, Cardiff Castle. And then along here lies all the Civic Hall, running down all the way to where the University Cardiff University of Wales Music, Royal Welsh College of Music and Drama is just on the other side of these buildings. But I'm not sure what these are. I suppose they might be part of the court or the law buildings. But it's pretty extravagant. It's pretty over the top. These pink bins or purple bins don't really. God. A bit messy as well. Oh look, it's nice. Pea stains. That's good. Classic Sunday sport, is it? Just hanging around And here we are, this magnificent building, which is Lis I Goran Caerdydd. So it'll say on the other side, there it is. It'll say on the other side, Cardiff Crown Court. Uh-oh. It's where the naughty boys and naughty girls end up, isn't it? This is where the naughty boys go. Yeah, he's accepted that. Looks like there's a gap in that fire exit door. Someone could get out of there. And there you go. That's the clock tower on Town Hall. It's quite a nice little building. Like you see, all of these were probably built at the same time in about the 1900s. They all got a lot cleaner stone. If you saw Cardiff Road Police Station, where you've got, it's made in the Victorian times and a little bit in the Georgian era, what you have is like these older looking buildings, these newer looking buildings that look older, you could say. So really interesting stuff. But these all look kind of like Georgian period, but they're not. And then, you know, you've got all of these really nice buildings that they've created all around here. And then what they got here? The most disgusting police station that you can possibly fit in to planet Earth. Here they are. Central Police Station. A grotesque addition to this area compared to the rest of it. I mean, it all looks pretty. You go down there, you get more Georgian looking buildings that were built at the turn of the century. Go over there, you got the castle grounds. Of course, as I say, law courts, town hall, city hall. Over there is the museum, built in the same styles. You see, it's got they've got those conservatory style tops to them, so the glass at top, so that you got a lot of light that comes in from the bottom. And yet, in amongst it is this atrociously horrible building, which is Cardiff Police Station. One of the only police stations in Cardiff, like Cardiff Bay and only a couple others, that are still open, have a desk open to the public. In a better state than the one down Cardiff Bay is, and this one's been here longer. There you go. The chimes, the bells have tolled. And there we go. What we got? So here, down this little street is where they park their vans. So there you got a little prison wagon there that's next to the Crown Court. You've also got an ambulance. That's interesting, isn't it? So an ambulance on standby just in case anything happens at the court. Someone swallows the evidence or something. And down you've also got a line of police cars which are allowed to park on those areas. I'd like to know the rules on double yellow lines and those police vans as well, those prison wagons, because that's parked on double yellow lines. The paramedics are actually on duty, so I suppose they've got the engine running. They're allowed to be on standby in a position like that. But I suppose that's what they're allowed to do. Well, paramedics might have seen me videoing and decided to not be ambiguous about the law. Ambiguity is something that the law isn't meant to have. So, well, that's interesting because I thought it was open a lot longer. And I mean, this is a mess of a police station. People who've gone into here are offering crisis. That's what I found. I've been in here a few times, and the people who are in there, usually waiting around, have a range of issues because they offer a range of services here as well. A range of different services. Well, no smoking. I always find it amazing that they say no smoking with this. They say CCTV in operation. Images are being monitored and may be recorded for the purpose of crime prevention and public safety. And Street 2, free phone of course. Call for assistance if you don't want to speak to the lady who's just over there. Proudly, oh god, there's so many colours on there. Right, okay. LGBTQ maybe, and then the rest of the colours, what do they mean? Holy hell, I don't even want to know. I mean, defining what sexuality is standard or what is normal nowadays is almost impossible with all these colours. What's the black on the rainbow flag meant to mean? I wonder. I bet it's something depressing and horrible. I believe I am asexual. I hate humans. I hate sex. I'm the black on the rainbow flag. I go to the pride and I'm proud about hating sex. Maybe that's what it means. No public toilets. Letting people know, of course. And of course they've got stuff inside. Seized vehicles, operating alarms, all the usual stuff. They really are keen to tell people that there are no public toilets, just so you don't end up urinating on the side. Who wants to do that in a police station? Awkward. CCTV in operation, of course. Now, this is one of the things that annoys me. I've just had interaction with police which wasn't good, where they were rude, and that's what we get most of the time. And look at these little POS marketing bits with these smiling hello, I'm welcoming and happy. Okay, I'll ask you a question. I'm going to slam the door on your face now. That's what I get. So it's not really nice and happy. And in here, there are some people reporting stuff, so I am going to have some form of care, because I don't want them to. But as you see in there, there's the place where you go and you report your crime, and there's a place where you speak to the people like those people are doing now. But I will give them a little bit of space and privacy to report their stuff. It's a bit frustrating sometimes if you got someone over your shoulder when you're doing private stuff. It's like banks nowadays as well. You go into a bank and they do this whole everything's got to be kept private and confidential, but we don't have offices to speak to you anymore, and we're not going to do it in private. So we're going to speak to you out in front of all of the rest of the people about private stuff that we say we're guarding from people. It's just, you need to have a little bit of privacy sometimes, and they purposely took that away for whatever reason. So here you go, just over on here, boosting up, maybe moving at a little bit higher speed. You've got what are the community support officers who are busy, working hard, I'm sure. Ladies, hi, how's it going? Giddy. I think she was at the hustings the other day, and that's why, as community support officers, you see them legging it. Quick run. We don't want to have confrontation with the public. This is why, if they're not super friendly to you as the police in Cardiff, or really polite, they're super ignorant and slam the door in your face, and you never quite understand what's going on, do you? They mark down that these are for marked police response units, so at least they have some markings down, and that's why they put the yellow lines down there. We've been past these CCTV cameras. You notice they've taken off the thing saying stay indoors, keep safe, haven't they? And this is
I can't take my
got the wonderful people about to take the locals away to be put wherever they need to be in this wonderful prison van. The local troublemakers. There's a few of them around here in Cardiff. And he tells you that. I know I'm a bit of a troublemaker at times. So, here we go. Again, picking, seeing if there's anybody, and Cardiff Central Police Station seems not to want to bite at all. I think Cardiff, they're pretty well trained. I'm not sure what the black or the grey stands for, or the brown. Ooh, what's the brown stand for in the rainbow flag? Yeah, I'm a smearer. You have to respect my right to smear. It is getting crazy because some sexuality is nuts. So here we go. This is a rainbow car. Oh, well done. You support this ideology now after gay bashing for so long, because you couldn't be. Back 20 years ago, you couldn't be out and gay and be a policeman really in this police force. In my own experience of talking with people who worked for the police back then, and I knew a few, it was not the most progressive of organisations, South Wales Police. It was actually very regressive. So I mean, the idea that they really care about trans rights and stuff, I just don't believe it. Don't believe it. It's just more words they say. It's more policies they've got to write down for show. Oh no, look. Still amazing. Amazing. After all of this time, look what they've got here. Stay at home, protect our NHS and save lives. Seriously. Now, the white ribbon, raising awareness of violence against young girls and young women. And to be perfectly honest, I don't think I'll get any sort of bite here, even though it's possible that the right person comes along and gets peed off and is having a bad day. In reality, these guys are probably going to be the most well-trained in Cardiff. Least likely to make any sort of waves at all. So, well, to be perfectly honest, most of them who work in this station are probably CID more than anything. So it's very unlikely that you're going to get any type of interaction with them. I think there's still something about serving in city centre police stations that people see as being harder than most other police stations, and so they see it as more kudos to work in these stations. But then these stations seem more protected, hidden away, and more private. And of course, in the city centre, so are less likely to have constant residential nonsense to attend to, because you'll find that most of the response units come out of places like Rumney Police Station, Fairwater Police Station, and the like, rather than Central. And Central seems to be its hub, its own little hub. And like I say, hard to get any type of reaction from this place. They're pretty, doesn't even seem to be that many people there. So what I may do is go in, have a little look around town, see if I can get any bites around there, and then come back on the way and see if they've changed their mind about bothering me. Right. Let's find out. Here's my man. what's your influences? What?
Santana, Tommy Emmanuel, Gypsy Kings.
Yes.
So many, and also Oaklew.
Yeah, I started off on a classical guitar playing like Romance and stuff.
Oh, Romanza.
Yeah,
Yes.
learning the classics, but I went off into a world of rock and roll and heavy screaming guitars and stuff. But I also stayed in lots. I moved about the world a lot, so I got especially my time in France let me see a lot of world music that hadn't been opened up to me here. I didn't realise how much Britain was closed off especially within their popular culture, to music from around the world. Did you notice that yourself?
Yes, I've noticed that when I went further afield in Europe.
Yeah, because I wouldn't have found people like I know there's artists. I don't know if you know any of the artists like Keziah Jones, Patrice.
Yes, Patrice.
Yeah, Patrice is one.
From Berlin.
He's
such Germany,
such a fantastic. They don't have a clue about who he is over here. And he's written some of the greatest songs I've ever heard. I mean, he's sung some of the sweetest words that's come out of a man's mouth. And the same with local. You. In France, you've got things like Georges Brassens and stuff, which are like local music. So of course, people don't know them in other countries.
It opens you up to a whole universe of sound.
Yes, completely. And I mean, the more you move around, the more you just pick up tunes until eventually you don't have your genre that you prefer. You have all of the best of every genre. And so what would you say to a young guitarist who's thinking about coming along and getting up to your skill level, because you're a skillful man, obviously, on the guitar?
I don't know. You just dive in. It's all I did.
What was it that you started?
I haven't really had a teacher.
Same here. I understand that. What was it that you really got you started? Because for me, it was like I bought a big book of the Beatles, so I bought every single Beatles song notated in every single instrument, and I just went through each of them.
I was playing a little bit of keyboard and piano, and then I found it easier to travel with the guitar. So it's just
Yeah.
So I tried. I thought the guitar could be a good way for me to travel.
Yeah.
So
when did that start? When did you start actually playing? To go on to the guitar then?
I started the guitar a long time ago, and then I stopped for 7 years.
Strange, isn't it? Isn't it strange how it happened? I've had to stop recently because I do a lot of journalism, so I do a lot of writing. Means that I don't necessarily have the time to, and I have a kid across the other side of the world in Chile, so it means I have to travel across the world, and I don't often get much time to do it. So I've had to put it down, but I've got this hole. It's like burning inside me that I've got to pick up my guitar at some point and spend another few years just rocking away, So how did you feel? What made you put down the guitar? Was it work or something? Or was
it was work. It was in between moving from Kingston in Jamaica to moving to the UK, finding my feet, exploring work here, and and then started a few normal little jobs, and then eventually it was out of the blue, became a wedding photographer. I was pretty good at it for 5 years.
Something my dad did for a fair few years as well.
And then 2 years after that, I kind of potted about with other types of employment, and then I just went back to the guitar.
You can't. It's something that fills up your soul like
guitar
that.
Never stopped.
Yeah, it's gonna come back round. I look at my guitar, and me and my guitar, I see it like we're having an argument at the moment. We're having a little bit of a but we both love each other very strongly, and we'll make it up eventually.
You can just pick up where you left off. Yeah, but that's an old friend.
That's it. Because I mean, I play guitar for 25 years. I'm not going to be able to. I'm not going to forget it. That's for sure. I can pick it up, and now I know all of those songs. But my main thought was to get to the level that you are, where you're playing. What led you down that style? Was that just something where that was what you preferred to learn, or?
It's just in terms of the style, I just fell into my own way in that my own interpretation of different musics I've heard, influences I've heard, and then I try and explore that on the guitar
Right.
and try and project that to an audience, present it to an audience.
Yeah.
you know.
I got you. It's a weird thing, isn't it? Because you suddenly like you see it as so you, and so that's for that reason
Oh,
so
wow,
simple.
thank you.
And then for other people, you never know how they interpret your own
Yes,
projection of sound.
Yeah, I don't really have an orthodox method of playing or anything like this. Very much,
That's the way. It's either
Yeah.
one way or the other.
Yeah.
You know, I meet a lot of
Yeah.
guitarists and musicians who spend all their time learning other people's stuff so accurately and exactly that they don't know what their own sound sounds like. They're too busy playing the exact repetition or repeating other people's music rather than finding their own.
That is a skill in and of itself.
Yeah, I know.
as well,
I don't understand,
which
and I
a lot of
can't do
people
it.
find challenging. you
I
know?
don't do covers very often because every time I try and do a cover, it ends up being me.
Yeah.
so I end up just playing my own
It's
music.
a skill in and of itself, but it can. I've seen where it's locked some people into, when they come out to the other side of it, where to create, it's very difficult for them because they're so very good at reproducing.
I've talked to a lot of people who say they just can't do it.
The brain gets wired into.
Yeah, they can only
Yeah.
repeat. They cannot actually produce. Which is something I find completely astounding because I can only produce. I can't always repeat. Whenever I repeat, it picks up me in the flavour, and then it changes.
But that is good.
Yeah. Well, it's all different, isn't it? And that's what it's all about. So where can people find you?
I'm on
'Cause I see
Instagram,
you're-
Stephen Daniel Russell. Instagram, Stephen Busker.
Yeah.
As if it's Stephen Busker's surname, and you'll find me on Facebook.
Well, I'll add you in.
that's
I'll give you a tag when I put any of this stuff up online as well.
It's Stephen with a PH.
Yeah,
That's it,
man.
yeah.
Stephen with a PH. That's why you got me. I got to tell them Johnny with a H, my man. Johnny with a H.
Right, nice to meet you.
I'm Johnny River. Give me a
Nice to
boom.
meet you, Johnny.
Yeah, well, like I said, I'll tag you in on your Instagram and stuff, and
Yes.
I'll put this up online.
And all the best with the online ventures and
Yeah.
the channel and everything.
Yeah. Thank you.
And the travels.
You have a good day. I hope you make $1 million today. All right.
Oh, wow. That would be good.
See you later, Steve. Beautiful man. What a beautiful man. Liked him.
Shaping a great reset for the post-corona era.